Hi, Karina here, your lucid living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the update on what's happening today. Finally exacted. The buildup was intense. This happens. It's Mars applying to Uranus, and they are exactly conjunct today. I talked about it in my last full moon in Capricorn video. So you can look at that and click on Mars conjunct Uranus. And I talked about it where you could order a reading. All the links are down below. If you are looking to connect with other like-minded people, enthusiasts of art and astrology, I host a paint and sip once a month. The next one is July 21st at 2 o'clock. It will be at William Welch Winery in Martinez. So I hope to see you Sunday. If you're interested, you could Venmo me at Lucid Living Coach. All right, let's get on in it. Let's take a look at the charts. First of all, I'd like to say my condolences to everyone that was at this event that got traumatized, killed, and injured. That is super terrifying. I couldn't imagine. I've seen quite a few videos on the internet of people that saw Thomas up on the roof yelling for help, and it just took forever, I guess, to figure out what was happening, which is strange. But I am going to pull up the chart of Trump and the day of the shooting, as well as Trump and the shooter's chart, and talk a little bit about Thomas as a person, okay? Let's get some ideas and clues as to what was going on with that guy. And Trump, if you do not know already, is a Gemini sun, a Leo rising, and his moon is in Sagittarius. And he has a North Node in Gemini on his sun. So he is, in this life to step into his leadership and to really get to know himself in his career and being that powerful career focused person. And he's definitely on the right trajectory for his soul's evolution for this life. He has a Venus in Cancer. His home is very important to him, and his Mars is in Leo. Now, on the day of this shooting, we have Trump's chart on the inside and the day of that shooting, which was July 13th at 6:10 p.m. in Pennsylvania on the outside. So as you can see, Mars is at 25 degrees of Taurus, and it is applying to the 26th degree of Uranus, which is exactly conjunct today, which is the 15th of July. So this is the chart of the day. Okay. We have it looks like Venus and Mercury in Leo, and Venus is applying to Trump's Pluto, which is about transformation and death and rebirth. This is about love and money, and Mercury is the communication. There's a lot of information coming through in Trump's 12th house of his unconscious and hidden enemies. So the 12th house is hidden enemies. The 7th house is known enemies. And he has Pluto and Mars in his 12th house. So he has a lot of haters. He has a lot of hidden enemies, very powerful ones and violent and dangerous ones. And one being this kid or whoever hired the kid But it's all speculation. We will see after the investigations are over. In my opinion, it's probably just some crazy kid, which I looked at his chart and we'll look at it, that happened, just wanted to make history, probably thinking he was going to kill Trump and, you know, be famous, you know, leaving his legacy behind. And the Secret Service definitely, I think, had a part. Like, it's very strange that they didn't tackle that situation before someone was killed. And it's really sad because apparently he was a retired firefighter that did get shot and killed and had a family and a wife, and it's really sad. He was very good looking too. So this Mars and Uranus conjunction is in Trump's, at the top of Trump's chart. As you can see, this is pointing to 24 degrees of Taurus. This is Trump's 10th house of career and legacy. So he has Jupiter expanding his own natal Uranus, which is expanding this unexpected lightning conjunction, right? It's like Gemini is the mutable energy, okay, that rules like communications, and Jupiter is expanding this area in his chart. So it's definitely triggering the Uranus energy. The Mars is triggering the transiting Uranus energy. And so here is Thomas's chart, the shooter. Okay, he was September 20th, 2003, and Bethel Park. And he is a Virgo. He actually has a lot of Virgo energy. Mutable energy is typically found in like serial killers and stuff like that. Jupiter and Mercury conjunct in Virgo. You have Uranus and Mars conjunct in this kid's natal chart. And the day to day, Mars is conjunct Uranus. That conjunction is over here. Right here is, I'd say, if this is at the conjunctions at 25, 26 degrees of Taurus, you have 3, 6. So you have a sextile between his Mars-Uranus conjunction, and they're having this, it's that opportunity. So sextiles, you find opportunity, possibility, ease. It's what we kind of acknowledge about this energy. Now, Mars conjunct Uranus in someone's natal birth chart. First of all, I'd also like to point out, this kid had a crucial degrees of 0 in Pisces for his Mars, which is not easy. It's a hard placement, okay? Because Mars is a fire and it's in a water sign at a crucial degrees in astrology. And then Uranus is at an ANARETIC degree of 29 degrees. So you have this ending and beginning for his natal Uranus and Mars. Now, Uranus at 29 degrees usually indicates a person that is involved in some kind of major transition throughout this person's life. It's a karmic degree. It's a degree of mastery before it graduates into a new zodiac sign. So I could see how someone that has a 29 degree Aquarius, because Aquarius is a collective, that it has something to do about sacrificial love for humanity to do something like this, okay? And that Mars at 0 degrees of Pisces also shows this Mars, this planet of anger and drive and passion. It's how we go about getting what we want. It's the beginner. It's new karma. So this could also be a drive and a passion towards this delusional escape artist. I could see this guy like, you know, being in a relationship, obsessed over the girl or guy or whatever, and just stalks them and has this delusional thing where this person doesn't even know they're in a relationship, that kind of stuff. And you know, Mars, it's kind of hidden in Pisces. They don't show their anger so much. But then with the other aspects, yes, there is some volatility here as well. So a delusional escape artist motivated by mind-altering substances, because Pisces is spirits. It could be drugs, alcohol, escapism through whatever, imagination, high imagination, is willing to sacrifice for something, a big cause. Mars opposed Jupiter gives for an abundant energy and enthusiasm and courage and like this expansive, like, oh, I could do it, like mentality. And it's also a great opposition for someone in politics or in war. And he was at both, right? It was a war on politics. This is also a creative genius, so unorthodox and rebellious, which makes for a social outcast as well. He has, this is also a kinky humor, which could win over some people, but then shortly after they figure out that, you know, he's not like them. So he was definitely an outcast. He probably didn't fit in anywhere. He was extremely intelligent, a little more than his own good. He has social, probably anxious anxieties and tendencies, with Mercury oppose the moon and Uranus. Mars is square to his moon as well. So this is like moon conjunct Saturn is hard. His relationship with his mother, probably, his mom was probably very like harsh, like cold, and like emotionally like unavailable, even though his moon is in that cancering, nurturing sign of Cancer with Saturn there, and being that it is in detriment, it's opposite of its home where it's supposed to be in Capricorn. It's not good stability. So Mars is square this moon Saturn, making a person emotionally detached, a fighting spirit to succeed, and short-tempered by this aspect. That is also the tendency to overreact or unleash anger, because Uranus is also squaring over to the moon. Bottled up emotions could have an effect like a pressure cooker, with the Mars conjunct Uranus squaring over to Saturn and opposing Jupiter. But the moon and Saturn, like I said, is just like cold and detached. And the Mars opposing Mercury, this gives for like a short minute mind and a mental warrior, an aggressive debater, has a strong tendency to challenge the words and ideas of others, which can lead then to problems with a speedy reaction, like not thinking before speaking. That's what I mean to say. And but yeah, I mean, he has some extremely intelligent aspects, like Uranus opposed Mercury, as well as the rebellious trickster. Your mind needs a lot of stimulation, which could create anxieties and conflicts. Mercury is conjunct Jupiter, okay, right here, and is active and expansive with a love for learning, traveling, connecting with people. They have the tendency to talk too much and rant excessively, a lack of discipline in communication as well. So because these are in the same sign as the sun, that we could just think that maybe it has some first house energy, because it is in the first. It's close to the sun. Venus is home in Libra, and it really enjoys partnership and relationship, but with all these other aspects, he could have just had a hard time connecting with people, leaving him friendless, which could be very hurtful. Uranus is conjunct Mars with these kind of placements that he has, you need like a really strong Saturn. You need strong stability for this to be unconcerning, because his Saturn's in Cancer and it's opposite of Capricorn and it's conjunct the moon, gives for a very unstable unstable Saturn. So this could be erratic because Mars is in Pisces, and it could form an unhealthy relationship with his anger. So yeah, the kid had some pretty extreme aspects in his chart. So I'm going to stop sharing, and let's pull up the Trump's chart along with the shooter's chart and see what's going on there. Okay, Venus is exactly conjunct Neptune, just kind of a really delusional, magical, dreamy type conjunction. Pluto is on his south node, Trump's south node. Oh, Pluto's also on his moon. So that's pretty intense. Pluto, oh wow, okay, Pluto is opposite Trump's sun. Ooh, and Uranus, exactly opposite the Uranus. Yeah, so exactly, this kid's Pluto is exactly opposite the Uranus. This is a generational planet. So there is something about like unconventional need for freedom and transformation. It's very revolutionary, this opposition. So as Mars was in the 7th house, he was not hiding, right? He was straight up at the rally. He was a known enemy because there are videos of this kid saying he hates Republicans and Trump.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans, I hate Trump, and guess what? You got the wrong guy.
Which, you know, I believe because this guy's charts, like Mars, Uranus oppose his Mercury and Jupiter, just like he just speaks his mind. He says it how it is. And he doesn't hold back much there. Trump's Uranus is trining too, each other's Uranus. So there is some harmony and support between these two erratic, unconventional, shocking, and surprising planets of theirs, both in air signs. But yep, Trump is an eclipse baby. So that moon and sun of his, see, that kid's Uranus is also trine his sun, his eclipse. Yeah, this was an eclipse too. So there is a lot here going on, and a lot that we could learn from this, because this Mars-Uranus conjunction, Mars is the planet of how to get what we want. It's self-determined action, drive, motivation. Also has to do in relationships, like our sexual, like attractions and drives, ambitions, confidence, and how we remove barriers. So Mars cuts things. Mars also rules the head, and Uranus rules unexpected things. And so that's crazy that this Uranus in Trump's 10th house of career. Here, let's pull up that one. So yeah, this is the day of the shooting. So that's what I was saying, is Uranus is that planet of revolutionary change. Okay, it's about liberating from the status quo, freedom, liberation, sudden change, breaking free, enlightenment, liberty, equality, inspiration. And it also is the planet of disruptions. And there was a crazy, violent act while he was in the 10th house is your career and legacy, and he's out there trying to make change and become our president again, and he gets shot, right? And whizzing past his head, which Mars rules the head and Uranus rules the ankles, and all you could hear him, I could hear him saying like, where's my shoes? So I don't know what was happening with that, but it's crazy, this astrology. And then the sun is on Saturn, so it's like highlighting the future, his networks, his social status too, and his limitations, because Saturn is the limitations. He has Venus applying to his natal Pluto as well. So there's a lot of things that are happening in transformations. And I was talking about this full moon in Capricorn. This is the second full moon in Capricorn, which is a blue moon. And it's happening at 29 degrees, another crucial degrees, just like Neptune's at 29 degrees. It is an ANARETIC degree, not crucial, sorry, but ANARETIC degree. It's the ending of a sign. And this is the mastery. This is a karmic degree, and it's in Trump's 8th house of other people's money, inheritance, hidden things, the taboo. It's the things that we hide. It's a Scorpio house. And there's a lot of that's being revealed to Trump too, because the transiting North Node is focused on this area. And seeing the things that are behind the masks that people wear. He does have hidden enemies, so he's got to start watching his back, watching things that are happening, and seeing behind the masks that are going around. I hope that kind of gives you guys a little perspective on this full moon and this Uranus-Mars conjunction, and then that kid having a Uranus-Mars conjunction in his natal chart. I just thought was extremely interesting and worth pointing out. So I'm glad that Trump is safe and that he still has an opportunity to have a fair shot at becoming our president once again. And I will talk with you guys another time. We'll see what will manifest and conspire after this, see what the investigations say. I mean, we could only all speculate what happens, but I was reading some comments on one of the Trump shooting things, and I mean, people were thinking that he had hired this kid, or someone hired this kid to do that. And I'm like, why in holy hell would anyone hire a kid that has glasses on to shoot so close to his head that he could have killed him? Like, who would do that? Like, would you do that? No, I'm sorry. But look, Biden doesn't have that many people supporting him to be president. So I think Trump is, looking better as running anyways, because Biden is a little lost it in his mind. Like, he's old. I don't know what happened. Like, he wasn't that messed up in the beginning of his presidency. So I really don't think that Trump would hire some kid with glasses to shoot at his head and risk him getting killed. He wants to live. He wants to see himself to be president for a second term. And I think that there's a lot of things that are going to be revealed when he does win presidency. And I predicted he would win the next election. I got those downloads and stuff a few years ago, and I'm sure that there's one of my videos that I said that, but it's true, and I still stand by that. I mean, even through all the investigations, I don't have a television, so I am not skewed and like biased with what I believe. I just intuit and I feel, and I looked at his chart, and I think that he's got a better opportunity than Biden does. Biden and Kamala are Scorpios. Scorpios are known to want power and control, and they will do anything to get that. And they could be very sneaky and deceiving. And that's that watery energy. It's definitely not a Gemini Leo rising type of thing to do. They're usually very, they're very childlike and direct, and they're spring and summer, and he doesn't have much of that shadowy aspects in his chart. We all know that he's like a child. He speaks like a child, right? That's that rising Leo and that Gemini energy. What you see is what you get. They're not that sneaky like Scorpios are. So take that in consideration. I'm kind of over the Scorpios being in power. I'm ready for some new childlike energy being in office. And if we can't have a younger president, then might as well have a mentally agile president. So yeah, I think I've rambled on enough. I am a moderate, if you don't know already. I have been Democrat most of my life, and I felt like there's been an upside down world since the pandemic, and has changed my views on the whole political and governmental things, and also voting and everything. So I'm a moderate at this point. I am not on one side or the other, but I will pick the best with what we got, right? It's like, you got to choose your evil. Because to be honest with you, I think all politicians are corrupt. And I think most of the presidents have been related, but not Trump. And so I think that that's a hard pill to swallow. It's like royalties running through their, most presidents' bloods except for Trump. And so he's kind of like an outsider. And hopefully we will see the truth of our system, so then we could rise up and change it. I think that our system is in need for an upgrade, as we are now living in a new world. And this new 5D heart-centered world. And there's a huge separation as one energy becomes dominant, the other energy needs to counterbalance it. That's the duality and dichotomy in the universe. So yep. All right, love you. Peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.